So yeah, this is going to be an animal mashup with a rat, a tiger, and a bee. This is something I used to do back in high school, so it's kind of fun. So the first thing I do is just pull out a piece of paper and I start sketching. So here's a few rats. Just getting an idea of what the rats are going to look like, doing a couple different views. I did an arm and a hand, side views, back views, whatever I could think of at the time. And then here's some of the tigers. Just did a little standing pose. Just drawing some tigers, Try to do this one with his mouth open just to see like the eyes. And tigers always have that really cool, like almost face mask, because they got all the stripes and fur and hair, and that's just one of the better features of the tiger. Did one like just lying down. I don't know. I'm just doing a few tigers. I get to here and I'm just doing a few bees. This one kind of a wasp. Who knows? Not really worried about it. A bunch of different angles. Just getting a bunch of ideas down. Here's that little like honeycomb kind of shape. Yeah, that one went right off the page. Whatever. It's just a sketch. Bees always have really cool wings, so I really wanted to do that with this design. So so I put a value on it. So the bee I wanted to be more prominent, so I put it at like 60%. So I'm going to draw the bee more than the rest of the two. The tiger I'm going to put at 30% and 10% for the rat, which equals 100%. And when I start in on the drawing, 60% of it I want to be the bee. So you can change these numbers around if you want, but I just kept going with, I just put a bunch of numbers and values in there. I could have changed them around, but I thought the bee looked really cool. So here's the part that I think throws a lot more people when they first start to do designs and trying to figure it out. So I'm doing basic shapes at this point. The bee is 60% of my design, so I just drew out more of the bee first. So I did, the basic shapes with the head, the body, and, thorax, whatever. Just the main parts of the bee. Because 60% of my design I want to be the bee. So I'm just sketching out lightly, little ideas of kind of looking over at my sketches to get kind of a rough bee shape. And here's where I start in with changing it. So now I'm looking at the other 40% going, both the tigers and the rat has ears, so I'm going to put an ear on this bee. And I like the way the rat has a pretty much like a pointed snout to it, so it was just a identifiable feature of a rat, so I threw that on the front of it too. It kind of goes with the bee, but it doesn't have like the little pinchers up front. I got rid of those. That's why it's a mashup. The eye, I wanted to look really cool because I knew that I was going to put the tiger pattern around its face somehow. That feature just is too prominent. Way too prominent to not put in there. And then I put a tail on it, which goes with the rat and the tiger, but it doesn't go with the bee. But it changes up the design pretty good from what I can tell, from what I can see. So this is the challenge I gave myself. I wanted to do a tiger, a rat, and a bee. But if you guys have something that you would like to see done, hit the subscribe button and comment on this video and tell me 3 animals or insects that you would like me to mash up for you. So I'm just continuing on adding shapes, looking at some of the bee, more of the bee, less of the tiger, and less of the rat. I mean, put some antennas on them. Put some of the patterns through the eyes of where I wanted the tiger's stripes to go on this, because this doesn't exist, so I gotta make it up. Did end up adding 6 arms. Yeah, and I used the tiger's feet, but the rat's hands. I thought that was a nice little twist. I liked how sleek it was for the hands to be smaller and then the feet to be bigger. I don't know what I added to the top of these ears, but it looks cool. I mean, it's like that furry ear that you get on some rats. They have those long hairs. I just extended them far beyond what they needed to be. But yeah, now that I got like most of my basic shapes in there, and I can see, you know, what I'm working with. Now it just gets into working it slowly with some of the details of each of the featured animals or insects. So I'm just going to jump in here in a second and start blackening everything in and bringing this thing to life. So yeah, at this point, once you reach for the black and you start filling it in, I always start with things I know I don't want to change. Like the eyes, the outer shape, I don't change them. But I only do like half of the black work when I start, because I am working with alcohol markers and I can go right over the top of it. I switch between my pencil and my pen, and I pencil in the things that I'm not sure of, and then once they look good, I go over lightly with the kneaded eraser, erase it, and then fill it back in with black. And then I do that process just repeatedly. And as you can see right here, I'm switching between like tiger stripes, the bee stripes, trying to make this thing work and come together. I mean, I don't even know what I'm doing. I was just having a lot of fun. And then once you get to the coloring, I take a light color and start there and lightly start putting in roughly where I think I want the color to be. I never start with a really dark color, because then you can't make it darker. Once you put black down, you can't go past that. So yeah, start light and then slowly build up. And then right now I'm just matching like the tiger's face. I'm putting a lot of the browns in there and a lot of the fur that's in the bee, because it's in the rat and it's in the bee. So I'm trying to find things that are the same but that are not the same. And the design is just coming together on its own. It's just a lot of fun just doing these little mashups, because you get these weird, it's the weirdest looking creature that they're just a lot of fun. I actually want to try to switch the values around and do the rat at 60 and the bee at 10 and keep the tiger at 30, or flip them around some more, have some fun with it. I actually thought about the eyes, using like hexagons in the eyes, but you know what? Another design. Maybe I'll do it on the other one. So yeah, this is what I came up with. I thought it came together really well. I thought I stuck with my percentages. I mean, it looks 60% bee to me. And then I, look back at my rough sketches, and the sketches don't have to be great. You don't have to, they're just something to look at while you're drawing the little mashup that you want to get to. Like I said, if you have 3 animals or insects or anything, put it in the comments, subscribe, let me know, and if I have the time, I'll go through and do a mashup that you want to see. I think one of the funnest parts is when I get done with something like this, I look at the design and I go, could this possibly be an animal that could exist? And what would it do?